Okay, after a solid day of recording, here comes our last problem. So your consulting firm will produce cash flows of $100,000 this year, and you expect cash flow thereafter to keep pace with an increase in the general level of prices. The interest rate is currently 6%, and you anticipate inflation of about 2%. What is the present value of your firm's cash flows in years 1 through 5? So to do these problems, I like doing it like this. Let's do periods. And we're going to have periods 1 through 5. And then we're going to have our cash flows. And those were going to be $100,000. Actually, let's insert a period 0 in here so we can represent that as right now, because that's when the $100,000 kicks in. And then what we want to do is have those cash flows actually grow. And those are going to grow by 2% every year. And so what that then amounts to is in that second year, we take our 100,000 and we grow it by 1 plus the 2%, which is actually just the basic future value formula. So we get cash flows of, not surprisingly, $102,000. Then we can copy and paste that across, just like this. Expand out those columns, and now we see that we have our cash flows out into period 5, reaching $110,408. But the question was one of present value, where we had a rate of 6%. And so what this indicates is these cash flows up here are actually going to be our future values. So now let's go ahead and solve for present values. So equals PV, the rate of 6%. This one is 1 period away. And notice when we set this table up nicely like this, we'll be able to copy and paste because we've got our periods going nice and horizontal. No payment, but we do have a future value of $102,000. Copy and paste that across. Make them nice little numbers. And then if we were to total them up, then the present value of our cash flows would be about $446,000. And notice it is a negative because, once again, when we have those future values in as positives, that's what Excel is going to return to us. So if you prefer, this is another candidate too where you could easily start thinking absolute value terms and just switching the sign and saying $446,000. Now for part B, how would your answer change if there was no growth? Once again, the beautiful power of Excel is once I've got this built, I can copy that and paste it, and all I have to do is say, well, this time there is no actual growth in the cash flows. So now you can see my cash flow stays steady at $100,000 per year, and the total value of my cash flows on a present basis drops from $446,000 down to $421,000.